Well, hello everyone.
Hi guys.
So, I told Kennedy that she's going to get the reins today. So, here you go.
Hi guys, Kennedy here. I'm back.
She's back.
And I'm a little bit nervous.
She never left, actually.
Yeah, this is the same
I'm
night.
back, but I never left. I never left. Anyway. Copyright. Just kidding.
So anyways, I'm back, but it's the same night. And I told Kyra that we need to record an episode. No FSY allowed.
It wasn't allowed. It's a banned topic.
We love it so much, and that's how we met. But that's no right. More.
Just for this episode, and then it will be back and better than ever.
Yes.
Because okay, wait. I need to say one thing, though. And it's kind of related, but kind of not.
Okay, one thing.
Okay, one thing. We are talking on my podcast microphone. I have two of them, but I brought one of them. And I decided I didn't want to use the little lapel mics if I didn't have to. Mm-hmm. Because it doesn't sound as good, let's be honest here.
Yeah.
And so I brought my microphone to FSY. And I'm going to fly to Kentucky with my microphone.
It is a professional setup, I gotta say.
She has headphones on and everything, just like I do.
I feel like I'm in a movie.
That's right. So basically, I don't know why I was telling you this, but we are talking in a microphone.
And I feel really professional.
Why I brought that up?
No, you just said it.
I don't know why I said it, but yeah, that's what I was going to say. Okay, no more FSY now.
FSY is banned!
Actually, I remembered what I was going to say.
Kyra! She always wants to bring it back to the topic.
What I was going to say is FSY will be back because I brought my microphone to record at
right.
FSY, about FSY.
That's why she brought the microphone.
So that's why I brought it.
So that every episode after this can be about FSY, but just not this one.
Yeah, perfect.
Anyway, I learned that anyways is not grammatically correct, so I'm
correct.
using that knowledge to improve myself.
That is right.
So, I want to ask you about conspiracy theories.
Oh, that's so fun.
Because I think they are the most interesting things about how does our species just think of these theories and they spread across the nation. So the first one that comes to mind is that birds aren't real.
Isn't that so random?
Have you heard of this?
Oh, I've absolutely... Actually, at SUU, there is a guy who came to school twice now with signs, and he had, like, other friends, and he had signs and shirts that were, like, birds aren't real, and just to be funny, like, one day...
Like, it was a
classes,
joke?
Yes, it was a joke.
Okay.
He's like, birds aren't real, and he was, like, protesting as a joke.
But he wasn't being serious.
He couldn't have been. It didn't seem like he was being serious.
Because some people are really serious.
No, I don't think he was being serious, but as a joke, he had this whole little thing that he organized, and he literally had shirts like that said "birds aren't real" and had signs and
That's kind of funny.
Chanting it, and I was like, okay, this is what life is right now.
I didn't know that was a theory until my very first day of college.
Interesting. See,
yes.
college.
Because you meet these people from such different backgrounds and that live in towns with a population of like 90. And so weird things just happen. I walked into the class and the guy was wearing a hat, like you said. They make hats, they make shirts. And he was wearing a hat that said birds aren't real. And I wasn't going to question him, but then someone else had asked him. And so we had like this whole topic about it, this whole discussion about it.
Please don't tell me he was serious about it.
He was dead serious.
He's like, genuinely doesn't believe that birds are real.
Well, what he said is that he thinks the population is mixed. He's like, some of them are real, but then some of them are part of the government, and they charge on the cables. What are the cables?
Oh, the electricity.
Yes, electric poles.
Poles, yeah. The lines.
The lines. That's why they sit on them to charge. But not all birds. It's like kind of like a mixed population.
That actually makes sense, like the charging part.
I know, it kind of does. Well, that's why conspiracy theories are so weird. Because some of the reasonings, I'm like, that makes a lot of sense. And for my brain that's like trying to calculate why things work or how they work, I'm like, okay, I mean, it sounds good to me.
Okay, so here's the question then. If half of the birds or the mixed population are not real birds and they're spies for the government, who is getting paid to sift through thousands and thousands of hours of useless conversation? Are they watching reality TV? Like,
that's what I'm saying. We're not that interesting.
There's no script. Like, this isn't that funny. It's not that deep.
We do love reality TV, though.
We do.
That is something we have in common.
We do. But the thing is, we don't talk about that bad of stuff. And the reality is, if we're really being real here, they have smartphones. And we have Alexas.
Yes.
And we have other things that can way easily track what we're saying rather than birds. Because I don't know about you, but birds don't just fly into our house unless we are trying to scare it out.
I don't think I've ever seen a bird even on close to my front door about to creep in.
Right. We one time had a bird stuck in our garage. Oh. And it was sad because we were trying to help it get out. We didn't want it to starve in there. Like, the door was open, but it didn't
fly out.
It couldn't fly out. It didn't fly out. I don't know. Anyway, we ended up getting it out, but birds don't just come into your house and listen to what you're saying. No. And I don't feel like I'd be out at lunch and being like, the government is killing us. I don't know. You know, I wouldn't talk about all my conspiracies at lunch in a public setting.
But it is kind of creepy how they listen to you, and then just in a casual conversation, I'll be talking with my family about, oh my goodness, did you see that Nike came out with this new pair of, like, sweats or whatever, something random, and you check 30 minutes, no, not even 30 minutes, it's 5 minutes later, and there's ads for those sweats on your phone.
Absolutely,
it's
100%.
really, really, really scary.
What really is funny to me is when you watch videos of people trying to prank their husband, and so or their wife, and so they go to their husband's phone, like when he's in the other room, and they're like, baby, 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 I want a baby, baby, rattle. Like,
yes, I've seen that.
And then suddenly their husband or their wife has, like, all of these baby ads.
Baby
ads. They're like, what the heck?
They're planting the ideas in their mind.
That's exactly what they're doing. Oh my gosh, yes. They're like, I've been working on this for 6 months.
Yes. It's so real, though.
It's weird.
And I sometimes think, okay, so if I didn't have these devices, would I, like, be more... No, I don't care. The thing is, and the thing is, if I talk about that product and then I see an ad for it, yeah, I'm going to be more compelled to buy it, and I probably will. And that's the thing. Is I'm going to buy the Nike sweats.
Which is why they keep doing it.
Exactly.
Because it works.
I've learned about all the schemes and the tactics. I know they exist and I know how they work, and yeah, I fall for them every time.
Every time. What is that documentary on Netflix called? That is so amazing. The Social Experiment? I
don't think I've seen that.
Okay, so we watched just a few minutes. Well, when I say just a few minutes, that's not true. We spent a whole class period watching this, but we skipped through certain parts. Mm-hmm. According to this documentary on Netflix, did you know that fake news travels 6 times faster than the truth?
I believe you.
6 times faster
That's
than
insane.
The truth. Like, what? That's crazy.
That's what our brains want to hear.
Yeah, this fake crazy news. So I specifically remember in that same class, we did this cute little experiment where we would look up the exact same thing on each of our phones and get different results on different people's phones.
That's so interesting.
Because of the things that we've searched in the past, or because of our beliefs or whatever. And so that was interesting. We would look up controversial topics, too, to see what would show up.
That are very...
And see if it was more aligned with what we already believe.
Right.
Or opposite. Mm-hmm. And that was really interesting. I don't even remember what happened, but I remember it was different.
Yeah. And along with that is, I don't know how much you've learned about AI.
Yeah.
Like the robot. That's like a whole different...
Artificial intelligence.
Yes. That's and apparently it's been pretty popular for a while, but I think just now people are catching on to it.
Have you seen that video of the robot woman who was singing with Jimmy Fallon?
No. I love Jimmy Fallon, though.
He's pretty funny. They had a robot on the show, and she's like a well-known robot. Like, legitimate robot. She is her own AI, and she sings with him. They sing together.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I was going to say, speaking of Jimmy Fallon and AIs, writers like him and late-night shows, they're all on strike. You know that, like, there's not any new episodes coming out?
Hold up, rewind.
Because...
I knew writers were on strike, but Jimmy Fallon, too?
Well, because all of his shows are scripted. Like, all of his... I don't know how... All of it... Like, if all... Yes. But a lot of the stuff he does is pre-written, or the topics and the games they play, those are all written.
Oh.
So all of the late night shows, they're all just reruns because they're on that strike because
that is the
of
most
the
interesting
AI
thing ever.
Yeah.
Because of the AI? Wait, what?
It's the same reason that writers are on strike, is because they're basically saying AIs can write movie scripts, they can write TV shows. Like, we don't need real people to write these scripts. And that takes out the whole human element of scripts.
I thought it was because they weren't getting paid enough.
I think it's because of AI, but we can do more research into that.
Well, that's the next conspiracy. I thought it was because they weren't getting paid very well, but if it's because of AI, that's really interesting.
My dad just sent me a bunch of articles because we had this very deep conversation.
I barely ever go on Twitter, barely ever, but it is one of my favorite social medias because I am not addicted to it.
Yeah.
I can get on and get off. So anyway, I am on Twitter, and I do like the show The Manifest.
Oh, wow.
And one of the producers is on Twitter, and he posted about the show because it's supposed to come out the last season, the last section is supposed to come out June 2nd, so tomorrow, I think.
Oh, yeah, it's tomorrow.
And he said, as a team, we've decided not to promote our shows, but they said that I could post this thing or whatever. And so he's a writer, and then I also know that one of my favorite TV shows, they're on strike, so they're saying it might be half a season rather than 22 episodes.
Wow. By
the time they actually get everything figured out. So I always thought, based on reading the comments and stuff, that it was because of their pay. But if it's because of AI, that's really interesting.
See, now I'm really interested to read more about it.
Now I want to know. So what if we paused and found out right now?
Yes, let's do it.
We'll be back.
Okay, so we paused and we're back. And here's the deal. We both read articles, and I just want to say that already that experiment of looking up the exact same thing and getting different results. Because she immediately found an article that mentioned AI, and I immediately found an article that talked about money. And then I kept reading the article, and then it mentioned AI, so I don't know, but it was interesting that that's the first thing.
Yeah, and then I scrolled down, and then it started talking about money.
Right, but yours started with AI.
Yes, started with AI.
And mine started with money, so it was very interesting.
So cool.
Very interesting. So anyway, we both read, and what we found from these articles is that it is a combination of three things. One is AI. So Kennedy was spot on about that they're saying, AI can write stories, we don't need human writers. The second thing is streaming services, and how this has completely left the writers behind. Because rather than trying to write a ton of episodes for ads, they're now on streaming platforms, and so they don't need as many episodes because they're more about the amount of seasons or the amount of shows, and they want more shows. And so they pay the writers less because they don't work as many episodes. So that's kind of part of it. And then the third part is they don't feel like they get paid enough with inflation and with everything.
Yeah.
Did you hear anything else?
You summed it up pretty good. It's just crazy because it talks about, I think we have this outside perspective as Americans that if you're working in Hollywood, that you're filthy rich.
That is very true.
And this goes to show that writers are being left in the dust, and we are seeing the luxury side of it, that we don't have to buy all the channels. We can just buy our favorite streaming services and be able to watch our favorite shows. But this is the alternative side of the writer's perspective, which is really interesting.
Yes, so I took Introduction to Film my very first semester at SUU. And my professor was really cool. And we honestly just had, not discussions, but he would just lecture based off of a rant sometimes. And those were probably my favorite class periods because they were so interesting.
Yes.
And what he was telling us was about the people who help produce the shows, the costume designers, just everyone behind the scenes, how they have 16-hour days.
Wow.
And then they have to drive home, think about eating and sleeping, just think about it, and then drive back and work again.
Right.
It's and he talked about how they don't get paid much. Yeah. And so that's why there was an original strike, because there was a strike a while ago, too, or 2 years ago. 2021?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was then. I don't remember what it was about. Oh, what I just said it was about.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, though. That's really embarrassing for me. I don't know what happened.
And there's been there was one in 2008, 1998, 1960. So it's just interesting how it goes in these ebbs and flows. I think as technology advances, then there's these changes in jobs.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel a tiny bit like a horrible human because this strike happened and I was like, crap, what does that mean for my favorite shows? I was like, hey, don't ruin my shows.
You're not alone in that, because I think
no, I know.
I feel the same way.
Some people are really angry and really frustrated, and I get it. You deserve whatever you deserve for your hard work, but then also I feel really sad because I'm like, great. That means that there's only going to be 12 episodes in my show that's supposed to have 24.
Yes.
Seriously, but I'm like, okay, so they deserve stuff too, and this is just the consequences. So I hope these streaming companies are paying attention and don't just wait forever because their subscribers need new shows, dang it.
I know. I was going to say, even my favorite show, Survivor, is only an hour-long episode, so it's like 45 minutes and then 15 minutes of ads, but they announced that the fall season is going to be hour-and-a-half episodes, and then The Amazing Race will be an hour-and-a-half too, to make up for the hour, not a late-night show for an hour. Because they're not making any new episodes, you'll see the lag for the next couple of months. Because the strike has been in the past few months, and now we're going to see that lag for a while before they catch back up. So I thought that was so interesting.
Yes, which is really, really unfortunate.
Yeah.
Because the thing with TV shows is that first they've got to write it, or first they've got to be renewed. Then they've got to write it. Then they've got to film it. Mm-hmm. Then they've got to edit it. And then it's got to be released.
Yep.
So if your favorite show just finished airing, you may not see it till next year.
It's such a long process.
Which is so sad.
It can air live, and then it will take a while to get onto a different streaming service.
Yes.
If it's not like a Netflix original or Paramount 100%. Plus original or whatever. It's so
if you don't have cable and you don't pay for whatever, the extra plus version of whatever app or whatever version that's streaming it, then you have to wait for it to go on Netflix, and that normally doesn't go on Netflix till the whole season's aired, and it's been a few months.
Yeah. Anyway, AI is crazy.
Okay, but now let's talk about immediate gratification. Rolled over here like, and it's so dumb because I just want my show right now.
Yes,
and
we love our shows though.
And then we're like, oh wait, so actually we don't have any patience at all.
Patience is hard for me.
Patience is so hard. And honestly, this is kind of bad, but I don't feel like it's our fault necessarily.
No.
Because we've never had to really wait for stuff.
No.
I want to know something, I look it up.
An internet browser loads in 3 seconds.
Right, and usually. We get impatient when it doesn't.
Unless you're in the Hillman building, then it takes a while.
Then it takes a long time.
I remember my mom's like, I would click on the web and I'd have to come back in 30 minutes for it to load onto the browser. I'm like, no.
You're like, haha, that's funny.
Yeah, I'm like, that is not real.
You said,
But it's true. We really are used to instant gratification in this age, and it's only going to get worse.
I was talking to my grandma as we were driving up here, and we were, first of all, so we were trying to meet Kennedy at IHOP, and this stinking map took us through
It's a disaster.
Through the scenic route, man. I mean, we went around 2 roundabouts. We were going through neighborhoods. And the interesting thing was that the IHOP was literally off one of the exits.
Yeah.
And we got off an exit prior.
So weird.
To go through the neighborhood. I don't know why to this day it made us do that.
And we were coming from opposite directions and it messed up both of us.
I was really confused. I was
I don't know how that
just
happened.
wait. We're going to show up to an empty parking lot and there's going to be no IHOP. That's what I thought was
It's going to be a dirt field.
That's happened to me before. I said to her, how did you possibly navigate in the past when you didn't have this extra smart device?
So true.
Even, with this huge paper map, you're like...
Can you imagine?
In 300 feet, turn right. Oh, no. I mean, okay, so you just really keep your eyes peeled for Diamond Drive.
Yeah.
Because
there
that's
was
when you
no
turn right.
way.
Yeah, and then my dad said you used to do MapQuest. Have you heard of that?
No.
So before you went somewhere, you'd put the address in... And then you'd get the instructions and you'd print it out. And then when you drove, you'd have the instructions.
It would tell you the step-by-step instructions.
And that was, revolutionary at the time.
Right.
And now, you go the wrong way and it's
rerouting.
Rerouting. And you're like,
a million times.
Yes.
It's so true. You could not
How?
catch... And let alone being... If you're in a different state, I am whipping out the 6 feet long map. There's no way I'm doing that.
There's no way. I just won't leave my house.
Because I won't be driving. You know I'm going to be in the passenger seat. And I still won't be able to figure out the map. So we're blessed to have Google Maps. When it leads us astray. Because it'll reroute. Which is awesome.
I'm sorry, that was really funny.
Why? I didn't think it was that funny.
I don't know, but that was really funny. Can you believe it's been 21 minutes?
No!
We just started it.
I know, that's how I feel when we always talk.
I know.
The time just flies by.
The time just flies by. Do you know what time it is right now?
It's late.
Do you know what time?
Yeah, it's 11 o'clock.
How in the heavens is it 11 o'clock?
And we have to be up in like 7 hours.
How in the heavens is it 11 o'clock right now?
And it doesn't feel like 11.
It does not feel like 11.
I just feel alive.
Are you going to shower in the morning or tonight?
I think tonight.
That wasn't about my
No, I don't count it.
Okay, good. I just want.
You're safe.
Okay, good. I need to shower tonight too.
I know. I'm like, if I'm trying to think of a good response, I can just use ChatGPT. Oh. So that's what I'm saying. Okay.
Okay. Way to bring it back to that transition, girl.
Thank you.
I said sometimes I jump from topic to topic and it's rough, but the better episodes are when there's transitions. And she just whipped out a good one.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let's talk about ChatGPT. I learned about this, I'm not even kidding you, maybe 2 months ago. And I never even looked it up to see what it was like. We just talked about it in communication.
So you haven't used it?
I've never used it, never looked at it.
Oh my goodness.
I don't even know what the icon looks like.
Okay. So, yeah, I didn't learn about it that long ago, but it was actually, we talked about it in school as not with, like, my professor, because I think they're scared of it, because it can write essays.
Yeah.
But I just look it up on the web, so I just do, like, ChatGPT or chat.openai.com, and then it's literally just, like, a prompt, and you can type in anything you want.
So, do conspiracy theories.
But, yeah, like a question. Do you want to just, like, name conspiracy theories?
Yes.
Okay. What are a few conspiracy theories? So then I just enter that in, and then literally within 3 seconds. So it gives me a description of conspiracy theories are often speculative explanations that propose secret plots, hidden agendas, blah, 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 blah. And then it lists. Number 1, moon landing hoax. Some people, they don't believe anyone's been on the moon.
Wow.
9/11 inside job. I've heard that one before.
I've heard that one before. Area 51.
That's a good one.
Area 51. Okay. You have to admit, you remember 2019.
Yes.
Area 51.
They're gonna raid Area 51.
And it was exciting, even though you knew it was, like, so dumb.
Because you knew there was gonna be a bunch of guys with firearms outside.
Absolutely.
Like, no one was getting even close.
No, and then they turned it into, like, a concert. Did you hear about that?
No.
Did you know that? It
No.
turned into, like, a mini Coachella.
Okay, but we had a Morp-themed Area 51 because of it.
Stop, that's so funny.
Like, we dressed up as aliens and cowboys.
That's so funny.
It was a blast.
So, I remember 2019 Visco girls, emo boys, and Area 51.
Area 51.
That was 2019.
That is so iconic.
That was 2019. Anyway, Area 51, now they're conspiracy theory.
I know, I love that one. And then New World Order. I've never heard of this, but there's a global elite group
really
aiming to establish a totalitarian world government.
Okay, so I've never heard that one before.
I've never heard that either. Chemtrails. The white trails left by aircraft are not merely condensation trails, but actually chemicals or biological agents sprayed intentionally for undisclosed purposes.
What is this?
So I've never heard of that before.
Okay, so here's the deal. So ChatGPT right now just seems like Google. So how do you get it to write an essay for you?
You literally ask it like a person. And this is what's really scary is you can be really specific. And say, for instance, on this topic, if I want more, I say, give me a few more, and it will.
What?
Yeah, so if I say, give me a few more examples.
So how is this person making money? Because why would someone
It's
make
not
this
a person, though. That's what I'm saying. It's a robot.
Okay, so how would this person who made ChatGPT be making money off of this?
I have no idea. Okay, so now it's listing more. The Illuminati.
Flat Earth.
The Earth is flat, yeah.
Oh, no. Here we go.
Vaccination
the
conspiracy.
Flat Earth.
Reptilian elite.
What?
HARP. I don't know.
I don't think I've heard of that.
So, yeah, it just gave me 5 more.
Okay, so if you
Instantly.
wanted it to write an essay about, I don't know, about conspiracy theories, like, write me an essay, how would you write an essay? No, that's not.
You would literally ask it, like a person, write an essay about, and you can write,
hold up. You said like a person. Do you write like a person?
No, you're acting as though the robot is a person. Like, if I were to ask you, Kyra, can you write me a one-page paper about conspiracy theories? That's how you ask the question.
What?
Yes. So, and I'm being very broad by saying write an essay about conspiracy theories, but I could be like, write an argumentative essay about why conspiracy theories are influential.
So you can 100% take an English topic and put it into ChatGPT.
Yes.
So how do they know whether or not it's you or the ChatGPT?
I don't know. I'm sure they'll come out with technology that can be like, plug it back in, and then they'll be like, they'll know if
a human did not write this. There's no grammatical errors.
Yeah. So it's pretty insane. And also something cool is that you can have it change the wording. So say it writes the essay for you, and you're like, this sounds like way too smart of a person wrote this. Like, it sounds like it's not me.
Yeah, I'm not smart
And if I turn
enough.
this in my teacher's notes, you will tell the ChatGPT, make it sound stupider. And it rewrites the essay and uses less professional words.
You're actually joking.
No, I'm not kidding you.
Okay, so here's what's interesting. This is reminding me of how you can look up how to pay someone to write an essay for you. And it's totally illegal. Like, totally...
Yeah. Plagiarism,
totally not okay.
Yeah.
But... you pay someone to write a paper for you.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing is you pick what level you want it.
Yes,
you
it is. It costs a certain amount of money.
Yes, and you can pay someone to write a doctorate thing for you.
Yeah.
You could do that. And it depends on how fast you want it and how many pages you want it.
Wow.
I've looked it up because I've been curious.
Because she never wanted to write one of her papers.
No, it was more like, how much money? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I actually would never do that.
But you're curious.
Yeah, I'm very curious.
Because those tools are out there.
And so, it's like that, but free.
Yeah.
You don't even have to pay, like, a subscription fee.
Uh-huh.
That would be what would make sense to me, is if you had to pay a subscription to use ChatGPT.
I feel like part of me is like, oh, that's going to happen one day. And then part of me is like, it's too...
Yeah.
I don't know.
Someone else will just come up with something.
Yeah, exactly.
This reminds me of Akinator. Have you used that
Yes,
one?
the genie thing.
Oh my heaven, yes.
Yes.
And you come up with something and it guesses.
And it guesses. And I was like, this is a wizard.
Yes. And the only time it gets it wrong is when you don't answer questions right.
Yes.
When it's like, I expected you to answer this way and you answered this way, which is what confused me.
Yes. And I'd even like be like me. Like, I was trying to get to guess me, and it would somehow be like, it's you.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh
100%,
my gosh.
100%.
And the other scary thing is it's not just educational. It does, like, if I ask it to write a talk on the word of wisdom, it will.
What?
I'm not kidding you.
Rewind what? Like the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
If you put in, write a talk about blank for Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, it will literally start with, dear brothers and sisters, good morning, blah, 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 blah. I don't use it to write my talks, but I did say, give me a few scripture references about specific topics, and it literally gave exact, like, it was Matthew, Mark, Luke, John scriptures.
What is this?
So it's spiritual, too.
Does it know Book of Mormon? Probably
yeah,
not yet.
I don't know. It was only Bible.
Because you said Matthew, Mark. Okay,
so
maybe that will be in the update.
I know. So it's so interesting, and it does personal stuff, too. So if I ask it to write a letter to my mom about why I'm sorry that I didn't go to her birthday party, it will write a letter. And if I say that, it sounded way too formal, I say, make it less formal. Or I'll say, make it a little bit shorter and more genuine. It will rewrite it.
I feel like you could spend 24 hours on this.
Yes. And that's what I'm saying. You need to try it.
Just messing around.
Yes, you need to try it.
Just for fun.
You need to try it.
I need to.
It's geniusly scary.
Write a blog post for me.
I just changed my perspective. People think robots are going to take over the world.
And they might.
With this?
Yes. But the thing is, can you say something like, make that more emotional?
Yes.
Wow. The thing is, I have been told many, many, many times that when people read what I write, they can hear me speaking. Mm-hmm. So I guess that's the thing. If you are a certain type of writer,
right,
then people will know it's not your writing because they're like, I can't hear your voice through that.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though, and I already just said here's the thing, but here's the other thing. If you copy and paste what GPT says, and you change wording to make it sound like more like you,
then
what?
But right, your point's important because that's why I think writers are like, there is nothing like a writer's style.
The human emotion, the
yes,
writer's
the
style.
human emotion.
Well, and okay, but here's the thing though. The end goal. Humans have a process and an intricate way, and this isn't related to FSY, but have you seen that picture that's like, my plan, and it's like this cute little slope, and you're like riding a bike, and there's a flag, and then it's like God's plan, and it's like this giant, there's like these obstacles, and there's this river, and there's this boat, and then there's this ditch that you have to climb a ladder out of.
Yes.
I feel like it's like that. Writers write like that. And the computer might write, okay, we're gonna ride a slope.
Yeah.
And don't you still need a human to write, okay, make it more emotional?
Yes.
I guess you just don't need to be creative to do that.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's why it's pretty insane.
Wow.
So you should try it out. Conspiracy theories are interesting, but chat AI is real.
Wow.
It's real. That is not a conspiracy.
Okay, so really quick, to be clear, we are not recommending you go use this to write a paper.
No.
Or to write a talk, because here's the deal. You were properly encouraged and assigned to write that talk for your own personal development. And ChatGPT is not going to help you grow.
Same with education.
Yes.
You're not going to be learning anything if you're not writing
anything
papers.
if you're not writing your own dang papers.
For sure.
But if you want to mess around with it and have a good time,
then it's a great time.
Yeah. Is it maybe wasting time? Maybe. But when
you can learn a lot of stuff, though.
Oh, I bet. Oh.
Because the thing about it is, it's like Google, but instead of having to search through articles for an exact answer, most of the time
it just tells you.
It takes all of the information from every Google article ever existed and stretches it down into like a simplified version that you can read instantly.
So I guess the question with that is, could you say, write a paper in APA format and have citations and everything?
I've never tried the citations thing, but...
Well, now we need to.
I know, now we need to. That's what I'm saying. There's so much to discover and explore and see.
Oh my gosh.
What's possible?
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Well, this is like really funny because it's been 33 minutes.
But it's been such a great time.
It's been so fun. So I hope this episode's so entertaining because for me talking, I feel so entertained.
Yes. And I want to go...
I don't know.
Yes!
I just want to do it.
Yes, it just sounds so fun.
What it is, I don't know, but I just want to go.
But I want to do it.
I'm awake and I'm alive and I'm alert.
Yes.
Okay, so the word of the day today is insouciant. And can I just say, all the time I try to pronounce a word and I'm like, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Well, some silly goose decided to look up how to pronounce it. Why didn't I do that before? I don't know.
It's a great feature.
I don't know why I didn't utilize technology before, because maybe it was just so that you guys could all laugh at me for mispronouncing a word so bad. But insouciant, just looked up how to say it,
Beautiful.
means nonchalant, untroubled, unworried, unruffled, relaxed, calm, easygoing, breezy, carefree. And I was going to say that you can have an insouciant attitude about writing an essay now.
Yes.
You're carefree, you're relaxed, because you can be like, ChatGPT, write me an essay about this.
Yes. And even if you don't want it to write the essay, it can give you inspiration.
Yes. It's insane to me. Absolutely insane to me. And now, insouciant, you can genuinely have an insouciant attitude or an insouciant life. Carefree, easy, because you're like, well, no longer do I have to think.
You have resources at your fingertips.
What is going to happen if people really embrace this? Are we going to think anymore? Are our brains going to grow anymore? Are we going to be dumb?
I don't know. That's what is going to lead us into the quote of the day. Art is when a human tells another human what it is to be human. And I think that's what's important.
Genius. I'm shaking my head because it's absolute genius. It's reminding me of the episode I did with Whitney about art and how art is truth. And I think humans are the truth, because here's the deal. AI, I'm sure, is supposed to be perfect and whatever, but oh my gosh, this is like the perfect thing ever. But my blog and my podcast are imperfect. And that's why I'm not going to use ChatGPT to write my podcast episodes. I'm just going to talk because I'm imperfect.
And nothing beats the human connection and the human art and creativity that comes from real humans writing real content and really connecting.
Because AI is not going to experience something super hard.
No.
And then grow and become a better person for it.
Right. Exactly.
They're not going to be able to write a talk that is influential and empathetic.
Yeah,
empathetic and meaningful because it did not experience whatever experiences you have.
100%.
Which is going back to last episode, that you need to be you because the world doesn't have you. I mean, the world doesn't have another you.
Yes, that's right.
That's what I meant to say. The world doesn't have you.
The world does not have you.
You just aren't here.
It needs you.
Yeah,
it needs you. The you.
Not the AI.
Right. 100%.
There's no you in AI.
We need you.
We need you. Y-O-U. You. We need you. So, that's what I have to say. Kennedy, I feel like we should start our own podcast.
I know!
Did you know I can do that, actually?
Really?
I can start another one for free.
I mean, I would be so down. This makes me so happy.
I'm so excited about everything my whole life now.
And I think both of our names starting with a K helps.
It's the cutest thing ever.
A huge amount.
It's the cutest thing ever.
It would be really easy to make
so
it
this
into
is going to be...
cute.
I feel like I should split this into 2 episodes, actually.
But this is such a good episode.
I know, but it's 40 minutes now.
Well...
I've never had an episode that long.
This is an ultimate exclusive Kennedy special. And the topic is good.
It's true.
But you do it. It's your podcast. That's
I know. I'll have to decide.
If this was a joy business, we'd have to come to
a mutual agreement.
But this is your podcast. So.
That is true.
I just am lucky enough that I got to be a special guest.
I'm going to have to do this whole podcast because we didn't do a word of the day or a quote of the day in the other one. And we didn't do the ending. So unless I just want to copy and paste the ending.
That means you have to do one?
Oh, I have to do one.
Why do you hate that so much?
Because that means people have to listen for 38 minutes.
I listen to podcasts that are an hour and a half long.
Okay. Well, at least it was interesting, because I don't know if
I was gonna say
for 38 minutes straight. Yes, I could. Let's be honest.
Let's be honest here. That's what I'm saying. It's me and you, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's true.
We're just enjoying the moment.
Worst case, they just don't listen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If they're bored, they'll click off, but if they're enjoying it, they're just going to keep eating it up. They'll never want it to end.
That's right. We survived without talking about FSY.
Yes!
But now, since it's the end, can I say something? So in our counselor handbook...
She was waiting.
I was
She
waiting.
has been itching this whole time, waiting to talk about FSY.
So FSY in our handbooks, there's gray stuff, and that is only in the counselor handbook.
Right.
Everything in white is in the participant handbook and the counselor handbook and whatever. But the gray stuff has instruction and advice and instruction details, all that stuff. And my counselor keeps saying, read the gray stuff, it's delicious.
Oh, that's so cute.
And
it's
you just said, eat it up. And so my mind went,
and so it went
read
there.
the gray stuff, it's delicious. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have to say.
And as a Disney freak, I really appreciate that reference.
Yes, so she allowed it because it was Disney related.
Yes, okay, I count. That's fine. I forgive you. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Listening.
Yeah, you wish you could watch.
I know. You wish you could see the
chaos.
The chaos that's happening right now. That's ensuing.
That's ensuing. Maybe I should actually create an Instagram and post behind the scenes.
That would
Never
be
done
so
that
fun.
Before. If we did one, I'd have you post behind the scenes.
Hey, I would be the social media manager.
And I'd edit the episodes.
Oh my, see, this is why this makes us a team.
This is happening. Maybe.
I would love that.
We're going to see what's happening. So anyway, thank you so much for listening. Really, I mean, you listened for 40 minutes. That is dedication.
The commitment.
That is dedication and commitment, and wow.
Thank you.
Wow. Just kidding. Okay, thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to embrace imperfection, find meaning, satisfaction, and joy from the journey. I'm Kyra.
And I'm Kennedy.
And this is
Imperfectly Broken, the podcast.